everyone, thank you for tuning in. This is your instructor Joy. Today I would like to talk about common mistakes that I see on a lot of beginner violinists. That could be complete new beginner violinists or people who played less than a year, I would approximately say. So I'm gonna give a couple of points that I see a lot among those somewhat new violinists, and I hope this would be helpful for you. Thanks again for all your support, and I hope you'll be encouraged to keep sending me your questions. I truly appreciate for all your support, including volunteering, sending me donations, booking lessons, and as well as the kind comments. So now, one of the most common mistakes that I see on a violin is the left hand position. So a lot of violinists like to hold the violin like this, bending the wrist, because a lot of violinists thinks, a beginner violinist thinks it's a bit easier to move our fingers. But what the beginner violinists may or may not be aware is that later we have to vibrate and then we have to move our hand up and down in order to play a little more difficult repertoire. If your left hand is not somewhat relaxed and straight but bent rather this way, you're going to block yourself from vibrating freely as well as moving upwards. Yeah. So always keep your wrist straight. You can just simply check yourself in front of the mirror. Just make sure your left wrist is nice and straight, not holding with a bent wrist like that. That's first thing. And another thing that I see a lot is beginner violinists often use very little bow, and I understand it's hard to use this long stick. Yep. When you're using for the first time, let's say, often violinists use very little bow. And I know why, because it's hard. And even though it is hard, it's a good exercise for yourself, for all the violinists, to try to use whole bow. Yeah? Like that. So not only it will make you sound beautiful, but it also helps you to relax a bit more. Two more things. And then when it comes to bow, we are trying to keep the bow in between fingerboard and the bridge in the middle where it sounds nice. And sometimes when it doesn't sound good, most of the times or very often, the bow gets too close, and that's when it makes squeaky sound. So sometimes if it squeaks too much than you wish to, then just simply by moving your bow away from the bridge, let's say, then you can fix that one. And if you want to improve this bow control, now placing the bow in the right spot where it speaks the best, you could simply exercise adjusting the bow closer to the bridge and away from the bridge like that. There's an exercise, something like that. You start at the end of the fingerboard and gradually bring to the bridge, and then bring the ideal spot in the middle and back to the fingerboard. That way you're learning to adjust the bow, moving bow in a specific way so that you can keep the bow wherever you want. So you can just start, then back, something like that, just moving bow away and closer like that. Yeah, that can be helpful like that, just so that you learn how to fix it whenever that happens. Last one is a forceful bow control. Meaning when the bow shakes, which happens a lot, we tend to push it down. Yeah, it may sound like that might be a good solution, but actually the more you press, the more jumpy it becomes, because the bow is curved. So if you press it, it's supposed to be jumpy. The way you should do is first just relax yourself. Sometimes lowering your shoulder helps a lot. Yeah, instead of forcefully putting the weight, just lower your arm tiny bit. Allow the bow to sit without force, but naturally, just with enough weight. Not like that. Yeah. And another reason could be when a bow shakes unwanted. When you do string crossings, we often forget to adjust the height of your right elbow. So let's say if you move from G to A, the height change is quite a bit. But because there are so many things going on, and understandably so, a lot of beginner violinists get distracted and forget to lower your the right arm and then just forcefully play A string, and that's when the bow loses its sound. So if that's the case, simply stopping right before the string crossing and then make sure the height is right so that you can play always with nice sound. Yeah, I hope this video was helpful. Thank you for watching and hope to see you again. Bye bye.